So a lot of people say that I can't stay married because I have personal problems. And you know what? I'm not denying it. I'm not denying it at all. Okay, like I'll be the first one to admit it. I've got a little bit of an attitude. I can definitely be a little sassy. Sprinkle some sass on things a little bit here and there. But I do have a major problem. And that's why I can't stay married, all right? And I'm going to tell y'all what that problem is. It's friggin' men. And before some broad or anybody else jumps on here trying to get super sassy, saying, that I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, I've been married a total of 15 times. Okay, that's 15 different guys that I have tried to share my life with. I know what I'm talking about, and I know that men are a problem. Let me tell you about my first husband, Harold. So, on the list, really, Harold wasn't the absolute worst, but he definitely wasn't the best. Like, for example, he expected me to cater to him. And I think a wife should meet husband's needs and things like that, whatever, But if you think that I'm going to put on some sun hat and go out in the garden and start growing some tomatoes and some roses or something, you got another thing coming, buddy. Because I think the only thing that I'm going to be doing in the garden is put ashing out my cigars on the dirt. Because I'm just not that kind of a woman. All right, I'm not that kind of a woman. Don't ask me to bring you a cup of coffee in the morning. Get your own damn coffee. You're a grown man. I never understood that. We'd wake up in the morning and he'd be like, honey, would you grab the newspaper for me? What is this, fetch? Am I a dog now? I did not, what? No, I'm not going to grab the newspaper. Get yourself out the bed. Take your little feet and get yourself the newspaper. And while you're at it, grab yourself a cup of coffee. Honestly, Harold was a decent guy. He really was a decent guy. But he just expected me to be this little housewife type thing. And that's just not who I am. It's never been my personality and it never will be. And he just couldn't handle it. And then there was Drake. Drake was so handsome. Like, really, I think that's what reeled me in. He was just like the shiny worms, that you see in the store that you use to lure the fish in, like with the tackle bait and all. Right, you get it. So, Drake was just gorgeous. I mean, oh. So, I gave it a try. And Drake said that I was embarrassing him a lot. What? And it was over the littlest, most teeniest, tiniest things. Like, one time we went to Walmart, and when we were in the parking lot, I explained to Drake. I told him, I said, I want a cigar. And he's like, you just had one 10 seconds ago. What do you need another cigar for? And I was like, that's beside the point. I want one, and I want it now. And, he said, well, something about the groceries were way more important than my cigar habit. And started walking up to the store. So I followed him, because he gets the wrong kind of stuff for my banana nut bread. So I tagged along, and I lit the cigar in the store. It really shouldn't have been all that much of a shock. Anybody that knows me knows that I love cigars and I love coffee, and preferably the two of them together simultaneously. But, there was no coffee around, so I settled for the cigar. And he turns around, and he's like, what are you doing, Marge? Like, he's just appalled. And, so things quickly escalated and we got in an argument over a freaking cigar. Ridiculous, I know, right? So, I said, I'm having a cigar. This shouldn't be news to you. You knew it when you married me that I love cigars. I smoked one at the wedding when we said the vows, And he's like, well, that was different. That wasn't in a grocery store in front of strangers yet. It just gave me some bull. Just some straight up bull. And, so then he drags me out of the store. Not like by my hair or anything, but my arm. And when we get in the car, this man looks me straight in the face. And he says, Marge, you gonna pick me or the cigars? And I said, bring me a lighter. That was the end of that. And then there was many more after that. There was Donnie and Richard and, a couple of them at the same time. That ended a few of the marriages, which I don't understand that, because really, You know, what's fidelity mean anyways? I just, what is that? I mean, literally, I don't know what the word means, but that's what they threw in my face when we split. You know, a few of them said, you know, I wasn't honest, I wasn't trustworthy, I needed to be fidelity. I don't even know. And you know, I play a really good game of, you know, I'm really good at cards and poker, but when it comes to my men, I don't really play games. I just tell them straight out, just straight face. I just lay it on the table. And I told a few of them directly, I said, look, the only thing I'm committing to is my coffee and cigars. And until you can do what they do for me, get out of my face. So, you know, that was a big problem for a lot of these guys. They just really couldn't handle my personality, the pizzazz. You know, I'd give them the old razzle-dazzle, and they would just think it was rude. I got that a lot. They'd be like, Marge, you're so rude. When are you going to grow up? And I'm just like, you're short. And that's another thing. They always said I was too critical. You know, God forbid a woman ask you to shave your back once in a while. Huh. Yeah, but you get mad if I got a little prickle on my legs. Double standards. And then this one guy, Jerry, he like totally accused me of being a narcissist. He was like, you know, Maj, you think because you're good looking that you can just talk to anybody any kind of way. And I was like, no, it's not just because I'm good looking, it's because I can. And he's like, that's what I mean, you're a freaking narcissist. And I was like, whatever. So basically, you know, at the end of the day, I guess what I'm trying to say is that, you know, men can blame women for all the problems in the world. You can blame us because, you know, you're jealous. You can blame us because you're insecure. You can blame us for all of that. But at the end of the day, there's something wrong with y'all. Internally. Solve that before you call someone a friggin' narcissist just because they want to have a coffee and a smoke.